Hi, Assalamualaikum and a very good day. My name is Nur Amira Shafiqah binti Shamsoni. My number matrix is 2019-202-444. So today I am going to present and also explain about my part, which is introduction. According to Brundtland 1987, sustainable development can be defined as the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the needs of future generations to meet their own needs. The Sustainable Development Goals (SDG) are universal call which it has a goal that need action to end the poverty, fight inequality and injustice, fix the climate change, protect the planet and more. The SDG that have been chosen in this report is SDG-13, which is climate action. This climate action or climate change is not a new issue. Climate change has affected every country. Everyone can see how the climate action has left its mark on Earth. As for example, the pattern of the weather is changing, the rising of sea levels, there are a lot of natural events happen. So why does climate action are important? The goal of climate action is to take urgent action to handle the climate action and its impact. If everyone doesn't take action of the climate change, it will cause average global temperature to increase and will definitely affect every ecosystem. Next is Sahabat Malaysia, or SAM, is a non-profit national organization that was established in 1977 in Malaysia under the Societies Act 1966. Sahabat Malaysia operates in two different offices, which are in Pulau Pinang and Marudi, Sarawak. Since 1983, SAM has been a member of Friends of the Earth International, or FOEI. Sahabat Alam Malaysia has their own vision, which is to create a peaceful and sustainable world based on societies living in harmony with nature. SAM also has their own mission. One of their missions where they need to ensure environmental and social justice, human dignity and respect for human rights and people's rights so as to secure sustainable societies.
Each day is celebrated on 22 April every year around the world in an effort to appreciate the earth and insist a sense of responsibility as well as stress awareness among the community to care for the earth and the environment. The Each Day campaign is organized by the Department of Environment, one of the departments involved in each day to run this program. It is to ensure that awareness program can provide the Malaysian community about the environment from pollution. For example, the Department of Environment has conducted several programs related to complaint about case and environment pollution so as a forest encouragement, environment damage and illegal logging. Today, the climate crisis is become a major role of environmental association to protect the earth from becoming a shade distant field. With the event of each day, it has opened the eyes of nationals to be aware of the global problem that involves the earth in changes. It occurs as a result of global warming and environmental degradation because society does not protect the earth from the pollution. With existence, the each day also open up the opportunity to educate the public about the effect of climate change and encourage them to take appropriate action to protect the earth from the severe global warming. For example, a tree planting program plant as many trees as possible around the house. These trees help maintain source of oxygen production and carbon uptake of strong in our fight to combat climate change. This year, Earth Day celebration promises environment change by focusing on the meaning of nature, relationship, and climate change that occurs as a result of society indifferent to the care of the earth. Several increase in pollution level has been seen in some countries, adversely affecting the earth. For example, the mud floor in the Yan Kedah, which is located downstream of the Titi Hayun area, when water head has come out of the south and caused missing mud floor to the surrounding of the residing area and damage their property. It occurs due to the downstream activity shown as a tree filling in the Gunung Jerai. It's a great concern to all parties as a cause loss of life and great distraction to the society. This opened the eyes of the community to the protect forest area from illegal logging and private forest damage from occurring. To avoid climate change, the world needs to reduce greenhouse gas emissions that are warming the planet by 50% in the decades. Climate change is happening because the Earth's internal natural process as a result of human activity. Ahead of Earth Day on 22 April, expand as there is much we can do as an individual to address the climate crisis. For example, encouraging government and business to reduce greenhouse gas emissions that affect climate. Extreme climate and weather change has been result in natural disease, including sea level, flood, landslide causes, and soil erosions. It affects safety and healthy. This matter is a great concern to the national security as it can affect homeland security and national security. That's all from me. Thank you.
Next is Persatuan Pengakap SK Inanam Laut Skill. They also celebrated the Earth Day, which is at Taman Awam Teluk Likas on 21 April 2021. Lastly, we have Jabatan Penerangan Sabah. They also celebrated the Earth Day, which is at Taman Awam Teluk Likas, Kota Kinabalu. But they celebrated not only for the day, which is on 22 April, but they celebrated it for 5 days.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Afika binti Ahmad Tajuddin. So I will continue at a number and part of in this. I will explain who has taken part in this Earth Day program. When every time Earth Day is celebrated, Sahabat Alam Malaysia, as we know as SAM, has made a suggestion to the government or to the Malaysian Climate Change Action Council. They want to carry out activities. So indirectly, they will provide recommendations to the public on how to properly commemorate the day based on a current climate challenges. Next, as a result, as a good result, many people have observed and participated in Earth Day program and celebrations based on the rules issued each year. It includes organizations as well as individuals, such as celebration in schools, companies, councils, and the general public. Let's move to the goals to achieve by SAM. Based on the Earth Day program organized, of course, SAM are hoping that the goal can be achieved. So the first goal is to ensure that the authorities party take the issues of climate change seriously and ensures greater intentions and actions related to mitigations, adaptations, and efforts to address losses and damage. Hopefully, positive initiative can be accelerated and climate change mainstream to all levels of government, from the federal, state to local levels, including in the education system. Next, move to the second goals. SAM hopes that they can reduce concerns connected to forest and land conservation, river management, flood prevention and mitigations, and maintain adequate water supply as much as possible. They want to stop deforestation, particularly in hilly places, for logging, plantation, or economic purpose. Then, to ensuring that the country's rivers are well maintained, including protecting water catchment regions and rivers in the states and appropriately managing water resources. So lastly, SAM is want to make sure that the earth can continue to be preserved to the heritage of future generation so that they can accept and feel the earth and as the good climate as well as instill good values in young people.
Now let's move to the 2.6, which is activities to follow. So Majlis Perbandaran Malaysia conduct the activities of planting seeds. They planting the plant at zootyping and night safari. Actually, the activities of planting is very popular on the Earth Day, and indirectly, actually, it helps in helping in the aspect of climate action in Malaysia, because when we plant lots of new plants, indirectly it will produce lots of oxygen, and the balancing between the oxygen and carbon dioxide is actually important, because when there are lots of carbon dioxide rather than oxygen, it will bring harms to the inhabitants. Next activities is a sharing session on the importance of sustaining the earth. Sharing session is, for me, that's a very good initiative in order to tell people, to encourage people to together we save the earth, because by this sharing session lots of people will gain the new knowledge, then they will know lots of new things. Next activities is planting mangrove sapling in KK wetlands, and lastly we have plugging, which is at Taman Awam Teluk Likas, Kota Kinabalu. Plugging is an activity
My name is Dixon Eric Nauli, and for my part, I'm going to present about facilitators and operators involved in the program and the benefit of the program to sustainable development. There are 4 operators or facilitators that involved. The first one is Rimba Disclosure Project. It is an environmental conservation organization. Their main job is to monitor and detect who was responsible for the loss of Malaysia rainforest. They will gather a data through survey, which then will be used in the Earth Day program. Next operator involved is the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. This is an intergovernmental body of United States that is responsible for advancing knowledge on human-induced climate change. They also make report that being used by Sahabat Alam Malaysia for Earth Day program. Last but not least, we have the Malaysian Climate Change Action Council. The council set policy in climate change mitigation. The council also drives the green economic growth. They have implemented 2 strategies, which is the Low Mobility Development Plan 2021 and 2030 and reduce fuel expenditure by $35 billion in the span of 10 years. Next, we have the Climate Emergency Coalition of Malaysia, which was formed in 2020. They have 2 objectives, which is to advocate Malaysian government to acknowledge climate crisis and to empower, educate and capacitate all Malaysians to face climate change. There are plenty benefits of the program towards the sustainable development. The first benefit is it increases awareness toward local people on how important to preserve and conserve Earth. The Earth Day program also ensures that the Earth is always clean and has safe environment. This also will ensure a safer place and environment for the future generation to live in. Globally, it makes people around the world realize the importance of keeping the Earth clean. Last but not least, a clean country can attract more tourists, which will boost the economy of the country through tourism.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Ahmad Tajuddin and I will be presenting on the part of suggestion to improve the program. There is no denying it that the program made by the Sahabat Alam Malaysia has brought so many benefits to the climate action in the sustainable development goals. But here's some suggestion to improve the program. So, the suggestion is Sahabat Alam Malaysia need to put more effort in encouraging people to use public transport. Using public transport is a short way of contributing to less fuel expenditure as it provides with less gas and energy. In addition, when we use public transport, we can reduce the fuel consumption. This is because when all people use public transport, the fuel consumption will be less than when they use their own transport. Therefore, the greenhouse effect can be reduced. Next, Sahabat Alam Malaysia need to focus on 3R, which is stand for reduce, reuse and recycle on the Earth Day program. Reducing, reusing and recycling can be a key part of a climate action strategy to reduce greenhouse gas emission. For example, recycling can help to reduce greenhouse gas emission by reducing energy consumption. This is because using recycled materials to make new products reduce the need for virgin materials. This avoids greenhouse gas emission that would result from extracting or mining virgin materials. The last suggestion is Sahabat Alam Malaysia also need to focus on tree planting on the Earth Day program. As tree grow, they will help to stop climate change by removing carbon dioxide from the air, storing carbon in the trees and soil, and releasing oxygen into the atmosphere. Trees provide many benefits to us, such as they offer cooling shade, block cold winter winds, attracting birds and wildlife, purify our air, prevent soil erosion, clean our water, and add grace and beauty to our homes and communities. Okay, as for conclusion, climate change is affecting every country on every continent. It is disrupting national economies and affecting life. SDG is a very good initiative to prevent climate change. SDG is very important to ensure the sustainability of the earth in the future and to make sure that the future generation will be able to live in a clean and harmonious state. SDG inspires people to commit to environmental protection. It encourages people to take action, however small, and be a part of the global movement dedicated to saving the planet that we call our home.